everybody. Good morning and welcome in. It is a Tuesday with Longshore and McKnight. So glad you are here with us today as we get closer and closer to the start of college football. And Barry, it looks like the worst kept secret in Tuscaloosa has been revealed about who the starting quarterback's going to be down in Tallahassee in a couple of weeks.
We do have news. We do have things to. This is a news-driven first segment anyway. Stop the presses. Do they have presses anymore? Stop the internet. Ty Simpson will be the starting quarterback when the fabled Crimson Tide takes the Doak Campbell Stadium field on August the 30th to take on the Florida State Seminoles. Huh? Whoa!
Hey.
Yeah.
I've never been to Doak Campbell Stadium, and I'm not planning on being there in a couple of weeks, but I've heard a lot about the place. I understand it's under a renovation, I want to say. I think they've reconfigured the stadium or done something to it.
They've done a lot over the last several years. I don't know about during the offseason or anything like that, but I've been to Doak Campbell Stadium about 1 million times. My mom used to work in sports information at Florida State way back in the year, and one of the short times we lived in Tallahassee. And so I got to work the sidelines at Florida State games, me being a Gator and everything. And, of course, Troy played Florida State and lost on a late touchdown. It's not the most intimidating place. I mean, it's nice. Back whenever I was in high school and stuff, it was basically 2 aluminum bleachers. But it's a lot better now. It's almost 80,000, and it's nice. But it's not intimidating. I mean, you hear the tomahawk chop and all that, but it's like, wow, that's kind of cool. It's nothing that's going to send a chill down your spine. So I think it is not going to be much of a factor for Ty Simpson. I didn't think it was going to be much of a factor anyway.
I just gotta see it to believe it, Barry. I'm hearing all this. Not a factor. Team's loaded. Looks great.
Now,
I know. Labor Day Monday, I might come back and say, okay, you guys were right. But I just had to see it for myself.
He's got to see it. He's got to see it. Elsewhere, do you want to go? Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Quick. Real this from Bill from Baltimore. Bill says, I've been to 2 games there at Doak Campbell. I saw Renegade take a dump in the end zone before the game, and someone immediately scooped it up. This is a true story. I thought his name was Osceola, but anyway, I was working the sidelines. I was a high school junior at Leon High School, Tallahassee, Florida. I went there for about a year and a half. And I was a high school junior working the sidelines. Basically, I was the get-back coach for the media.
Yeah.
At 16 years old. And I'll never forget, Florida State was playing Pitt. Ooh. And it was raining sideways. And, yeah, Renegade, I guess, is the name of the horse. But I guess I should have known that working the sidelines. But anyway, they did the thing with the spear at midfield and all that in the pouring rain, and I'm miserable over there. And Renegade, he does the same thing. There's a big old pile of horse hockey right at the far – it's like the far 5-yard line.
Yeah.
And it's the craziest thing because I thought I was the only one that saw it. I'm looking, I'm saying, hey, I'm on the far side. Hey, and, the Pitt deep return man, he comes out there and you see the and all this kind of stuff going on and fever pitch and everything. And he backs up right into it.
Come on.
Right into it. This is pre-kick and everything. He's,
I mean,
did you see that?
If only David Housel would have been there.
That would have made it. That would have made it a believable story as opposed to otherwise. But
I don't think it made that Pitt player homesick like it did Dave up at Legion Field that day for the sandbox game.
No.
Tiger Walk there at Legion Field.
So, it's not a big secret or anything. He was kind of preordained to be the starting quarterback. What was it, John? I
think it would have been a bigger shock if he had not been named the starting quarterback.
Between when Alabama left the field against Michigan and when they actually got into the locker room, that's when he was named the starting quarterback for next year. Jalen Milroe hadn't even taken his shoulder pads off before Ty Simpson was named the starting quarterback. In theory, now it's made official.
I don't know if that's going to be the only difference. I think it's going to be a big difference. Big might be too much of a word, but I think it's going to be an improvement in that position. I really do. You've been hearing me talk about that for years. I'm over it. It's time to move on. But I do wonder, Barry, it's the 12th of August.
Yep.
Games for like 2.5 more weeks. Why name a starter now?
Because you got the first scrimmage underway. We talked about it last week. The players know.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like they're going to say, man, it's not like whomever.
This DeBoer sure is secretive.
Keelan Russell or was it Austin Mack is going to say, man, that's not fair. They knew.
Come on.
They knew from practice. They knew from the first scrimmage that he's better than us. The whole team knew. And so the first scrimmage underway, I mean, it's over. Now you've got to go ahead and give this guy all the reps you can in practice. So, one of John's favorite responses when somebody says, why? Why not?
Why not?
Why not? I mean, so that makes sense right now.
Well, I think it kind of does too. And it maybe gives Ty and this team some confidence. And I'm with you. I mean, I think the two backups realized what the pecking order was. So I don't think it's really any big mystery or secret. I don't think there's any big disappointment. And they'll see their spots throughout the year, I would imagine. And, if they go to Tallahassee as a 2-touchdown favorite and take care of business, maybe one of these youngsters will get in the second half of the game. Who knows? I will say this, though. I'm a little surprised that Florida State's horse is named Renegade, which, of course, is a very popular song by one of the probably best-known Florida Gator. I don't know if he went to Florida, but I know he's from Gainesville. Tom Petty, had the song Renegade. I
thought it was Refugee, but but Renegade was.
Well, he is. It is Refugee.
Renegade was that god awful song from Styx.
Refugee. Yeah,
Renegade who's got
that's right.
But
of course, I don't think Tommy Shaw from Montgomery went to Florida State. But,
no, I don't know that he went anywhere, to be honest with you. But he turned out okay. So
yeah, pretty good.
So it's almost as though, back in the day, 2 weeks before the start of the Jeff Davis football season.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I just had a brain lock there, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And Plainsman Preston, who's already hit us for about 6 weeks, he's pretty much, you're right. It sticks. It was Styx.
I never owned a Styx album,
no,
Otis. I'll just go ahead and tell you. I mean, I know Tommy Shaw's from Montgomery and all, and that's great, but I never once in my life owned a Styx album.
Mr. Roboto was horrendous.
No, it's terrible. Babe, come on. Ugh.
2 weeks before the start of the Jeff Davis football season, Longshore is trucking off of practice.
Yeah.
It's slight perspiration,
a little bit.
Coach Lee,
that's the only time I perspired. It was during practice. There wasn't during game time. I can tell you that.
Have you named a starting quarterback? Is it going to be Turk? And he's looking at John like,
well,
it's going to be Turk. Well, what? Did we have an announcement? Yeah, I've been waiting. When are you going to announce the starting quarterback for the season? And then Coach,
Barry, thinking about that. I wish I would have thought about that. Been spry enough back in 50 years ago to go, hey, Coach, when you naming the starter? Just to lighten things up. Just to get the whole team to start chuckling, because I was kind of the icebreaker. I was the icebreaker. When things got a little tense and people were nervous, I used to do stuff to kind of lighten the mood a little bit. That would have been a good one. I wish I would have thought about that.
Kind of the way he does now.
But there was no mystery there. We knew who the starter was from day one. There's no doubt about that.
But they make the announcement, Alabama, Ty Simpson, starting quarterback. There is news from Auburn.
Wait a minute. From the police department or the athletic department?
Let's see. This is from the
where's my rim shot when I need it?
This is from the Lee County whatever. Malcolm Simmons, sophomore wide receiver, has now been cleared of all wrongdoing in his legal matters after his case yesterday was dismissed He was cleared by Auburn's Title IX to participate in team activities. He has been practicing during all of this. Last Friday, he applied for youthful offender status at his hearing with Judge Samantha Copeland, who reviewed the case over the weekend. And on Monday, she said, forget about it. Simmons was arrested in Lee County on charges of domestic assault with strangulation or suffocation. And he is expected to be a starter this fall. He is clean and green and ready to go for the Tigers. Dismissed his charges, all charges dismissed by the Lee County Circuit Court. Didn't even come to trial. So there you go.
Anybody interviewed that young lady to ask her how those bruises got around her neck? I guess maybe that was part of the deal. You got to keep quiet. It's not the first time that's happened over there. But anyway,
over there, do we want we've only got a 2-hour show. Do we want to go, Courtney Upshaw? Do we want to go through all this?
I was actually talking about former coaches. Is what I really was talking about.
See, the oblique references. Sometimes, most of the times I catch him. Sometimes John snaps them off like one right after the other, and I'm still on the previous one, and I didn't catch the next one. So,
hey, we're rapid fire here, Barry. You got to keep up.
Exactly right. Yeah, John from Wetumpka, rapid fire question here. Good morning. The first Renegade was good. John, did you agree Turk was better? I mean, was there controversy?
John, are you kidding me? I think the proof's in the pudding. I mean,
if
you ever once heard me in 30 years ago, dadgummit, I was just better than he was. I got jobbed.
Two-time All-American.
Didn't like me. Yeah.
Troy Sports Hall of Famer. Yeah.
I think look, I wasn't very smart, but I was smart enough to know I ain't playing in front of this guy.
Here's the question
real quick.
Here's the operative question, John from Wetumpka, FFA advisor. Did Turk ever win the FFA Broadcaster of the Year award? Did he?
There you go, John.
He won a lot of awards.
Yeah.
A lot of honors. Didn't win that one. That guy did. So
that's a good one, John. You're right. But no, and to tell you the truth, I really never thought twice about it. It's like, well, here's my junior year. I'm going to be backing him up again. Here's my senior year doing the same thing.
Yeah. Look, the sun's rising this morning. How about that? Again, can't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are a couple of bits of news from the Auburn camp. And from the
I'm glad to know they got that little off the field issue settled and taken care of. I mean, I here's what I want to know, Barry. Did this girl just make all this up? I mean, if I'm Malcolm Simmons, I'm going, whoa, now time out. You drugged me through the mud for 2 months. We're just not letting you walk off into the sunset like nothing happened. So there again, I'd like for some investigative journalist to interview her to find out what the deal is. But nobody wants to talk. I just don't get it because believe me.
Are you going to go Christine Brennan on us again?
Exactly. If somebody's accusing me of getting kicked out of school, which allegedly I was not, I'm going to find out get to the bottom of it. I want to know why this girl put this young man through all this. Can I say it? Well, I better not.
Rigmarole.
Yeah.
Kerfluffle.
Yeah. Put him through all of this for the last 2 months and she's just walking away. Yeah, okay, yeah, nothing happened. I put the marks on my neck myself or whatever it could have been the case. Come on. Look.
Not buying it?
Nah. Well, no, I just want to know what happened. If the guy's off scot-free, well, then what happened here? There again, and I have
two letters.
What's that?
PM.
You think he's going to do it? I have no place for what, was accused. No place for it.
Oh, sure.
But Barry, I still don't think you can just use that card and say, I'm going to say this happened because they're never going to check on it. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to know what's going on that end of the spectrum. Just wondering.
Philip Marshall in Coffee with Philip addressed several of those questions that John raises. In his latest Coffee with Philip this morning, auburnundercover.com. I make no claim in knowing first of all, he says dismissal of Simmons' charges, not a surprise. He knew. I make no claim to knowing any of the details.
Well, then why didn't he write that a month ago?
Against Auburn wide receiver Malcolm Simmons, but there are things I know that resulted in my not being surprised. Auburn's Title IX office quickly cleared Simmons to remain in school and remain in practice. That decision came quicker than any I have witnessed at Auburn. The Title IX office has never shown any inclination to be in a hurry and certainly not shown to be influenced by the athletic department. I know that police did not witness any choking or, for that matter, any violent act at all. According to the police report, Simmons was arrested and charged with a felony based on marks on his girlfriend's neck that were interpreted as evidence of choking. I would never, ever minimize the seriousness of any man physically assaulting a woman for any reason. On the other hand, I would never confuse an arrest with proof of guilt. It is clear that the judge in Simmons's case did not see sufficient evidence of guilt. There you go.
I think this is the first he's written about it since this incident reared its ugly head many weeks ago. It's kind of like a coach that gets fired. I never liked that guy. He was a bum from the get-go. Okay, all right. I'm used to it. I've been reading a lot of this for over the years. I know the game.
Loves it. Eats it with a spoon. It does ring a bell from Plainsman Preston. Malcolm Simmons, that's no
in
relation,
Alabama.
Right? That's a punter.
Malcolm Simmons was a punter at Alabama from Montgomery, played at Jeff Davis, actually a fraternity brother of mine. It was in my pledge class, as a matter of fact. And yes, but that's a different Malcolm Simmons.
Okay, no relation. Okay.
No relation.
Yeah. So
I think he wore number 4. I have to look. Where's Big C when I need him?
How about the news today? Longshore and McKnight. We're like Huntley and Brinkley. We're like, Harry Reasoner and Barbara Walters. Look at us up here giving you the news. We've got a busy show today, John.
Well, we do, Barry. Yeah, we're going to continue our tour around the SEC later today. In the bottom of hour number 2, Phil Kornblut of Sports Talk South Carolina will join us. We'll get up to date on the Gamecocks. We might even ask him a little bit about the Clemson Tigers, who a lot of people think might win the national title this year. I'm one of them. I think they got a chance. So we'll talk to Phil at the bottom of hour number 2. But here in about 13 minutes or so, Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com. Also at the top of hour 2, Travis Ryer on YouTube, Talking Tide. We'll talk with Travis, get his thoughts about everything going on. So we got a lot happening. That River Region Straw text line is hopping early today. We really appreciate it. John from Wetumpka's been in. Theodis, of course. Leslie's in this morning. We got Ty and Bill and John, the whole group. So we're looking for everybody else. And I got to tell you this, Barry, before we hit break. Somebody wanted me to give you a special hello. I just out of the blue, Barry, I got this text last night.
Right.
And I got a new phone number. I've been very busy, had a lot going on. It's been a crazy summer, but I'm back. Please let everybody know, and please tell Bucky I miss him.
Oh, Danny from Margaritaville. How about
Danny
that?
Margaritaville. I guess he'll be back. Well, football season's coming, so we'll see. But man, hadn't heard from him in months and months and months. So he wanted me to make sure that I told you hello this morning.
Outstanding. That gets me going into the second segment coming up. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. I said Huntley and Brinkley. Plainsman Preston says more like Jane Curtin and Dan Aykroyd. That's probably more appropriate. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
All righty, welcome back in, everybody. It is about 21 minutes past the hour here on this Tuesday. As I mentioned, our tour of the SEC continues today on the program. A lot to talk about here today. And were the Braves off last night? I'm surprised because they'd won, 3 in a row, and people were getting giddy again.
Yeah. Please don't get giddy again, people. I'm not discounting what John says because I know you probably are. Please go ahead. I'm not a big believer in giving up or quitting, but in this instance, go ahead and give up. 3-game winning streak over the Marlins, big deal. Braves are in New York. They traveled yesterday, didn't play. They open up a series against the New York Mets tonight at 6:10. The Mets have been okay. They're supposed to have been really, really good. They're all right. Braves have them in New York once, twice. They play 3 games. They need to win one of them. One of them. That's just to keep you interested, I guess. They ain't winning anything. They ain't going in any playoffs. So, they're just playing out the string, and it's baseball, and it's good baseball, and I'll watch, but I just don't want to see you with your Braves cap on in front of the TV going, oh, come on, Spencer. Come on. Let's go. Just go ahead and give up. Make it easy on yourself. Also, this was kind of noteworthy. And maybe you can tell me, because I think this is the first time it's happened. Phil Steele says it's the first time this happened, and I've been looking for a quality number on this. As we mentioned, Texas is rated preseason in the AP poll number 1. They're the top-ranked team in the AP poll. So how come they're an underdog at Ohio State?
Where's Ohio State? They're both ranked in the top 5, I believe.
Ohio State's in AP. Ohio State's number 2.
Yeah.
Phil Steele said that's the first time in the AP era, which began in 1936, that the preseason number 1 AP team is an underdog in their first game. I'm trying to find a number for that.
Well, I'll say this, Barry. I think playing in Columbus has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, but still, the number 1 team. This is going to be the best opening week, maybe, of my lifetime. Texas and Ohio State, number 1 and number 2 preseason in the country. It will be the first regular season non-conference matchup between number 1 and number 2 since 2006.
Man, who was that?
USC and somebody, I don't know. But it'll be the first regular season matchup between 1 and 2 since 2006 at any point in the season. And the first time a reigning champion, which is Ohio State, opens up the next season. with a
Well,
top 5 opponent. That'll be the first time since 1988. Also an opening week, week 1, number 5 Notre Dame versus number 10 Miami, number 6 Clemson hosting number 9 LSU.
Yeah,
We
right.
talked with Gordy Rush about that yesterday.
Mm.
This
Now, I
is a
hate to
great
be
opening weekend.
poo-poo on the parade, or is it rain on the parade?
Well, poo-poo's okay.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I know you can hype it up. It's week 1. Everybody's giddy, whatever. But let me tell you the reason. Basically, I don't have a just bad. It's even worse problem. Alabama A&M, LIU. Have no clue who LIU is.
That's Long
Toledo.
Island University.
Oh, okay. Toledo, Georgia State, Southern Miss, UCA. Don't know who they are.
Central Arkansas. They play on a purple turf in
Okay.
Conway, Arkansas. So
Illinois State. I don't think I've ever heard of them. I know where Illinois
Redbird.
is, but I don't know about Illinois State.
Yeah.
UTSA and CSU. Those are some of the teams that the SEC will face in week 1. So I know all this. Oh, Clemson and LSU, Texas, Ohio State, Bama, Florida State, whatever. All the other games, crap.
This is the bad thing.
Time.
This is the level we have gotten to. John can't even poo-poo on those teams well. He can only, because if it was Southern Miss, or if it was even like Mercer or Abilene Christian, John could say something snide about him. When you got letters that he doesn't even know who they are.
I have no clue.
Oh, CSU. I know about you guys. You guys are. He don't even
Is
know
that
who
Charleston Southern?
It's Charleston Southern, but could it be Columbus State? Could it be Central State? Could it, John can't even get off a good diss on him because he's never heard of.
I haven't. I mean, it's kind of like what
UCA and
when we were talking to that coach from Bowling Green. I didn't know if it was Kentucky or Ohio. I had no clue.
Yeah.
Where's Illinois State located?
Illinois State is in, I want to say it's in Normal, Illinois. It's the Redbirds. Doug Collins, who coached the Bulls many years, was an NBA Hall of Famer. He went to Illinois State. A
lot of Illinois teams are represented on this SEC. We got Northern Illinois, Eastern Illinois, Illinois State. Man, these guys will play anybody.
You look in the basketball schedule, you'd see Western Illinois. All of those. I mean, Illinois is popular in the SEC.
Do you happen to have your Big Ten helmet schedule available? Usually you give me one, but I hadn't got one this year. I'm just curious. I'm just curious who the Big Ten's playing in week 1, because I know they're not playing anybody worth a damn.
Well, we can get that information as well. We have Texas and Ohio State, and for Notre Dame and Miami, and for Clemson and LSU, and for Auburn and Baylor, and for Alabama and Florida State, and all of that. That's not what John's focusing on. He's focusing on Long Island University and Charleston Southern.
How great it would be when we finally have the big boy conference that I've been beating the drum for over 50 years. And week 1, every game's good. We got great games all around the place. We have Northern Illinois and UTSA and Long Island University. You got to be kidding me. What a waste. I mean, as Mr. Hand said, why do they shamelessly waste my time?
This is John with his Martin Luther King impersonation. Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. I've been dreaming it for 40, 50 years.
That some football teams will be judged by the content of their roster rather than the logo on their helmet, or, something like that. When we come back, Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com, and yikes, we're going to have to depend on him to add some sanity to this show. Mm-hmm. He's up next. He's John Longshore, just John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. The program is Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
I've been using my hotspot.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Bush. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Extra, extra! The referral perks just doubled at Dixie. Now through November 30th, get $50 for you and $50 off for your friend when you refer them to Dixie. That's a $100 value. Current Dixie customers get 10% off any repair just for being loyal. Dixie Cares Plan members get an unbeatable 20% off. Plus, you can finance anything over $250. Double the rewards, double the savings.
Okay, welcome back in, everybody. It's about 29 minutes to the top of the hour on this Tuesday. So glad you're with us. Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. In association with our good friends at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. You can check us out there on their website each and every day. Also on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, Spotify, Apple. Did I miss anything?
I think you got it all.
Yeah.
Facebook on Yellowhammer News. It's on the Yellowhammer News Facebook page. Just check it out. It's right there. As a matter of fact, I'll repost it on my Facebook page in just a moment. After we talk with Brian Matthews, like clockwork, he's in every time, just like John's dividend checks, right at the same time every week. Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com. Brian, how are we doing?
I'm doing good, and I hope John has prepared his letter from a Montgomery jail because I'm really looking forward to reading that.
Yeah, that's an oblique reference to Martin Luther King.
Yes, yes.
Brian, first of all, anything to add, any insight to give into the news yesterday that Malcolm Simmons' charges were all dropped without further penalty?
I don't know if I have any insight because I think these situations are much more complicated than a sports show should really dive into, right? You know, as far as domestic violence and whether or not men are being or the perpetrators are being held accountable, all these things. But I think for Auburn football and Malcolm Simmons, I think with the charges being dropped, I think it's likely that he's going to be ready to go game one. I don't know that for certain. That's just my feeling, opinion, how I think it's going to play out over the next few weeks.
They had a scrimmage on Friday of last week. We haven't talked to you since then. What have you found out? What have you heard? How'd it go?
Not much. They really did a great job, kind of locking that down. Didn't speak to anybody afterwards. We did speak with the offensive coaches last night, and of course asked some different things about that. I think they were pleased with Jackson Arnold. It sounds like he made really good decisions. They like his running ability, and of course they're very careful with that during camp. But that's something you kind of unleash once the season gets going, right? You don't want to be tackling your quarterback or knocking the one out of them during the scrimmage, but they feel like that's a dimension that he can bring to this offense. And but I still think the defense overall has the edge during preseason, which I think is probably a good thing based on my 25 years covering football and fall camps and 2 days and everything else that's been called over the years. Usually if the offense is running roughshod over the defense, it's not a good sign for the season. But we'll see. But I think the main thing I picked up last night was just that they're pleased with Jackson Arnold, and I think he's established as the starter now. We'll see how he handles the pressure of being in a game and being in those situations.
What have you heard or been able to deduce specifically about the secondary, about the defensive backs? What's the dynamics there, and what's the early vibe on the quality of their play this upcoming year?
I would say that's the group that stood out maybe the most as far as better than expected. And I thought they'd be pretty good, but I think one guy who's having a great camp is Jay Crawford. Started as a true freshman last year, has taken his game up a couple of notches, in my opinion. I go out there and watch him, and I just like, wow, this kid is an NFL player, no doubt in my mind. He should be all SEC, blah, blah, blah. That's me just watching him on the field in practice. So, and I've seen a lot of great cornerbacks come through Auburn that played in the NFL. I just think he's really, really good, and excited for him. And I think Auburn's done a great job with depth there. They got Kyan Lee back. They signed a couple of transfer cornerbacks. They signed a really good class of freshmen, Woodby and I can't remember the other guy's name, but they're really good there at that position. And I think the safety is also good. Donovan Starr was who I was thinking of, the other freshman there at cornerback. But I think safety is really strong. Again, you got Caleb Harris back. You brought in Antoine Fagans and Eric Winters, a freshman. Quan Fagans. You brought in Jack was Robinson back. Jacoby Matthews comes, a former 5-star from Texas A&M after a year at junior college. Kinsley Louder-Faustin may be the most underrated player on the team. Sylvester Smith can play nickel or safety. Champ Anthony, nickel or safety. They just have a lot of options there. I think that's a strength of this defense.
Even if some of those names, just the fact that they now have a lot of options back there, because for a while there it looked as though they were throwing somebody out there who could backpedal and call for help at the same time.
And that's all with, if you look at the outgoing transfers, I don't know how many total, but it feels like over the last 2 years they probably lost 10 or so defensive backs that have transferred out. I just think they've done a great job in recruiting and bringing in really good guys through the portal there too. So I think those coaches and you Freeze deserve a ton of credit for the job they've done in that secondary. I really do think it's a strength.
Brian, as of today, the Associated Press and the coaches poll don't believe Auburn's a top 25 team. Do you?
Yeah, I kind of do. Want them to prove it to me. We talked about the Missouri thing all summer, all preseason, right? I want to see it, but yes, I do think this team should be, I think that's a good word to use, should be a top 25 team.
I think at the end of the year, they definitely will be a top 25 team. I really do see that. I do, there again, preseason polls, who cares? I mean, it doesn't really matter. And I've been the same way. I've been talking about this way about Alabama. I got to see it to believe it. And I'm kind of waiting really for everybody in college football. I mean, I got a feeling who I think is going to be really good. But, I mean, I thought those numbers were a little low. I think when it's all said and done, they'll be in a much higher position than where they are in preseason.
And I think we'll all three agree that Auburn historically has been a better underdog team, right?
Yes.
We've seen high expectations kind of get fall short many, many times. If you've covered Auburn or followed Auburn. On the other hand, this is a incredible program when it comes out of nowhere and has one of those great seasons. I'm not saying Auburn's going to do that this year, but that's kind of like what Auburn does best, right? 2013. I don't remember if they were ranked in 17 or 19. They may have been ranked in 17, but that team beat number 1 Georgia and Alabama. Just to not go back too far, but that they've had these incredible years where they've sort of been undervalued, unranked, the underdog, and really come up. 2004, they weren't ranked high. I don't remember preseason 2010, but I don't remember them being ranked high. I don't think anybody knew what Cam Newton was until he became Cam Newton, right?
Yeah.
And that's so.
Yeah, what I do remember about 2010, and it's still
John remembers 2010 like it was yesterday.
The last time Auburn played on a Friday in Tuscaloosa.
How about
that? Was 2010.
The comeback game?
Called the comeback, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure John remembers that one.
That game was not on a Friday.
I'm pretty sure it was, yeah.
They played a game at Legion Field on a Friday. But
No, I'd like double check this. Go back and look.
Yeah, I don't believe the comeback game in 2010 was on a Friday.
We're gonna. Barry, are you going to the? Yeah,
Barry, go to the card here.
I'm efforting right now.
All right, he's efforting. If I double checked and got it wrong, I'm blaming my age. I'm 50 something. I'm
going to blame mine because I usually am pretty good about days and times and stuff like that. But golly, Friday for the comeback. Anyway, my initial thought there, I'll never forget preseason, right before the season started, Kirk Herbstreit was extremely high on Auburn. And I'm kind of thinking, what's he getting at here? What's he thinking? I mean, just really talking about they've got a chance to win it all. And it was really not so much Cam because we hadn't seen him yet, but just the veteran team that Auburn team.
20, I think it's 27 seniors, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, a ton of experience, ton of veterans, ton of seniors. And I think that kind of gets overlooked at times when you look at a team going into a season. How many veterans are on this team? They say it in basketball. If you've got an older team in basketball, you're going to be, like Auburn's team this year. A lot of upperclassmen. I think that is huge. And that I remember him making that statement about Auburn in 2010.
Yeah. And, Auburn does have a pretty veteran team. Some of those veterans are sophomores, like Cam Coleman, right? Or juniors like Keldrick Falk. But those guys have already played a pretty good amount of football. And, of course, they do have the veterans. Their offensive line is full of 5th and 6th-year guys. They've got some guys in the secondary, at linebacker that have been around a little while. But this is certainly not the same team, senior-wise as 2010. But they certainly have a lot of guys coming back that have played a lot of football.
I've done the research. I'll let if you can see our chat line underneath here. Here's what we've got. Yep.
Friday, November 26th.
I just do not remember that. It
was Black Friday after Thanksgiving. Yeah, I have November 26, 2010 was a Friday. Black Friday.
See, that was the reason.
In the United States.
If they'd have played that game on a Saturday like they should have done, then the game would have been so wacky and crazy.
That was a wild game. Who was the running back? The play of the game was the
Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram fumbled up the sidelines and it never went out of bounds. Two things, according to Wikipedia, two things of note happened November 26, 2010. There was a new minister for defense in South Korea, and Auburn beat Alabama in the comeback game. Those were the two big events in the world.
For a series that rarely has played on any other day but Saturday, Bill says the 2009 and 10 game are on Friday. I just do not.
There was a Thursday Iron Bowl too, right? I'm pretty sure I remember one back in the 80s or 90s. Was there not a Thursday one?
This is Brian Matthews, armed with a win, going for the throat here.
I don't know.
There we go. Well, let me ask you.
I don't know about that either. I guess my memory's getting bad. See, I've always wanted to play the game on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but nobody.
I can tell you one thing. Back in the day, the 2-week wait was just
the worst.
Oh, I hated that
worst.
So much.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you about this because correct me if I'm wrong on this, but Auburn recruiting has been on a pretty big hot streak lately, Brian. Yes or no?
Not bad, right? I've been kind of keeping up with the numbers, right? Back on July 1st, they lost Denarius Gray, the wide receiver, to Kentucky. I checked that day. They were 74th in the country nationally, 16th in the SEC. Since then, they've added about, 7-8 commitments. They got Jaquez Wilkes. Well, they got Wilson Zaire, the offensive lineman. They got Jaquez Wilkes, the edge guy, linebacker in state. And then Friday evening, they got Jace Matthews, the number 2 wide receiver in the country, Rivals 100 kid. And they're up to 37th now. They went from 57 to 37. They were 57 after Jaquez Wilkes. They're 37th now. They're up to 12 commitments. So it is looking better. I'm not, completely like, Auburn's recruiting is incredible now, right? It's still 37th in the country. Still, not the bottom of the SEC, but in the bottom part of the SEC. So they've still got a lot of work to do there. And I don't think they're still getting the full backing of the administration yet, like some schools are, however you want to term that, backing or going for it or whatever. I still don't think they're at the same spot some other schools are that are much highly ranked, have much better classes right now. But we'll see how that works out. Still got a few months to figure that out before December.
Man, I'm telling you, Barry, the River Region Straw chat line, you get on a certain topic, these people are just, they are coming out big time.
Love it.
Coach Dye's last Iron Bowl was on a Thursday.
Wow.
And I do vaguely remember that. That was the 92 season because there was a lot of rumblings.
Yeah, that was 17-0.
I'm pretty sure I was there at that game.
There was a lot of rumblings pregame that Coach Dye was stepping down. I do remember that.
Was that one at Legion Field?
Correct.
Yes, because Stan White got the absolute snot knocked out of him the entire game, 17-0 back in 92.
Yeah. And then, of course, 93 was the most incredible, maybe the most incredible Iron Bowl I've attended.
I was
some great ones, but
I was at that one as well because I remember James Bostic going on that long touchdown run against Alabama to wrap up the 11-0 season. I'm in the press box. This is how old I am, and I'm looking over to the right. He was going.
You mean the press box that used to be right around the 50 and had this great view of the field? That press box?
I have hit a hot button. Sorry, that's my bad.
Man, ouch.
I've got a story for that one.
Yeah, don't.
Yvonne and I were married in 93. One of our gifts was Auburn season tickets, and they happened to be in the end zone.
Yeah,
where that pass and that catch was made. It was incredible.
Oh wow!
Next to Sanders, right in front of us. What an incredible game that was. What an incredible season that was. Really.
So that was the game that the backup quarterback came in and threw that pass.
Yeah, Pat Nix had to find his helmet. Stan White got hurt. I think it was 4th and 17. Something like that. Comes in, lost that pass. Jim Fife's call was incredible.
It was great.
Just find it on YouTube. It'll bring back all those memories.
Yeah,
good and bad depending on your point of view.
I'm still trying to figure out these Friday Iron Bowls. I'm thinking, where was I?
I was also right there, standing in the corner of the end zone. Was it last year or the year before? Yeah, 2 years ago when Alabama had their 4th and whatever. I didn't want to, I blocked all that out, but I was standing right there, had the video of it, deleted it, walked away, went to the post-game interview. That was the end of that.
Final question I've got, and it's from somebody. Have you heard any buzz? Have you seen anything about the readiness, the preparation for Damari Alston to be the man at running back?
I think that's possible, but I think that position is still pretty wide open. And I think that's a position that we're going to watch could evolve over the course of the season, right? Damari and Jeremiah Cobb are your top 2 guys, your returning guys, your experienced guys, a junior and a senior, or senior and junior. And I think they'll probably start out that way. I know Damari is a guy that's going to do everything really, really well, especially when it comes to knowing his assignment, protecting the passer. So you're going to see him on the field a lot. We'll see how effective he is as a running back. We'll see how effective he is in ball security. If he is, then he's the guy, I think. And then they'll use Jeremiah Cobb as that guy who can be a little bit more explosive in certain situations. But if for whatever reason it doesn't work out with Damari or Jeremiah, I think they've got some young guys. I mentioned Omar Madison, a freshman that came in the summer, that graduated high school early. He's had a terrific camp. And he is a kid to watch for the future, not a highly recruited kid necessarily, but a kid I think that's going to play well above his ranking and be a really good player for Auburn going forward.
So scrimmage number 2, when is it set for?
This Friday, and they're trying to mirror the season.
Right.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure last Friday's was not over at Jordan-Hare. That may have been. We weren't, it wasn't open to the media. But this week it will be at Jordan-Hare. Next week it'll be at Jordan-Hare. It will start at the exact time of the Baylor game. It'll be, basically a walkthrough of everything you do at a game, the pregame warm-ups, everybody in the box where they belong, all that stuff will be going on, just kind of like that. But yes, they're trying to mirror that opening game. They understand, I think, how important that is to this season to get it going.
Getting it going is right around the corner. Very exciting time over there at Auburn. You've got a great staff. I was noting the other day when I was looking at it, all of the guys that you've got, boots on the ground, Caleb Jones and Justin and Jeffrey Lee and all those guys.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a lot planned for the next couple of weeks, even before the season starts at auburnsports.com. What's in the hopper?
Oh, we do. Of course, full coverage of camp going on right now. Still a lot of recruiting going on. Auburn picked up Jace Matthews, we mentioned. Braylon Womack, the 5-star safety from Mississippi, is going to announce in, I think, about 9 more days.
Okay.
Auburn, Florida, Ohio State, Texas A&M are his finalists, and we feel like Auburn's in a pretty good place there. We'll see. But that would be another big pickup, right? That probably move Auburn up in the top 30, maybe in the top 25. We'll see. 5-star can make a big difference in a recruiting class. So that will be big, and then we'll continue to keep up with everything else happening with Auburn athletics. Basketball, baseball, portaling, everything.
And it's a lot happening, and it's the place to be. Brian Matthews and that staff doing a great job at auburnsports.com. Before we let you go, tell us a little bit about that great Uncle Keith's red sauce. Uncle Keith's hot sauce.
Yeah, it's delicious. Give it a try. In-state, right here, homegrown. You can get it at Publix, Piggly Wiggly, Renfro's. You'll absolutely love it. And want to mention, you can follow me on Twitter, bmatau. Give me a follow there, and check out all our coverage at auburnsports.com on 3 and Rivals.
There you go. Appreciate you, Brian. Thanks a bunch.
Awesome.
I appreciate you guys. Take care.
All right, Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com, always a weekly guest. We appreciate his time, as always, here on the program with Longshore and McKnight.
It's always difficult to think about the human brain works. Like, I am the worst with days of the week. Like, I know today is August 12th.
Yeah.
But what day of the week is August 17th? I cannot figure it ahead. I have to look it up, and I'm not dumb. Meanwhile, Big C can tell you Paul Palmer rushed for 100-something yards for Temple against Alabama on whatever the day it was and what day and all that kind of stuff. I didn't realize it would be such a
Heisman Trophy candidate.
Yeah, I wouldn't realize it would be such a hot button topic for all of our viewers and listeners about, that game was on a Friday. I never remember stuff like that.
Yeah, I just, playing games away from Saturday is not the normal, but I do remember the Thanksgiving game. It was Coach Dye's last game. He was going to step down, and the news was kind of filtering out that this was going to be it before the game started. It is kind of coming back to me, Barry, about the Friday Iron Bowls. I remember there was, obviously TV had some involvement with it, but something about giving Auburn and Alabama an extra day if one of them was going to make it to the championship game.
Makes sense.
Instead of going Saturday, why don't we just move it back a little bit and give ourselves one more day of prep and rest before we have to go to Atlanta?
Yep. It's, by the way, one thing real quick before we go. I remembered today because today, August 12th, is Dee and my anniversary. We were married on this day, August 12th. It has been an absolute joy. She is the best. So happy birthday, sweetie. I am absolutely I'm looking forward to celebrating it with you. Happy anniversary. How she's put up with me this long is still kind of a mystery, but she has, and I'm grateful forever. Stand by. Don't forget. Coming up, Travis Ryer, top of the hour, Ryer on YouTube, maybe with a bit of perspective on the new starting quarterback at the University of Alabama and much more. Coming up on Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
All guests of Longshore McKnight appear on the City of Montgomery guest hotline. Check out the most interesting and informed personalities in sports covering Auburn, Alabama, Troy, ASU, and all the major teams from across the country. John and Barry have the best guests brought to you by the City of Montgomery. To find out everything you need to know that is going on in the capital city, check out montgomeryal.gov. That's montgomeryal.gov, the capital of dreams.
All right, a couple of minutes to the top of the hour. A lot going on our River Region Straw text line. Really appreciate that. On our Longshore and McKnight email inbox, Barry, I want to give a big shout out to a special group of young men, Longshore and McKnight at gmail.com. The Southeast Montgomery 10 and under baseball all-stars represented the state of Alabama and captured the World Series championship last week in Lexington, South Carolina. Southeastern Montgomery earned the honor by representing the state as Team Alabama after going undefeated and outscoring their opponents 97-16 in the state championship tournament held in June at Lagoon Park here in Montgomery. Diamond Youth Baseball hosted the 70th Annual World Series on August 1 through 6 at the Lexington Sports Complex in Lexington, South Carolina. Teams from 12 different states participated in a double elimination tournament over the course of 6 days. And on the final day of the tournament, Team Alabama defeated Team Texas 2-1 in the World Series championship game and were crowned world champs. Members of the Team Alabama include William Apt, Jeb Barganier, Grant Colvin, Mason Crowder, Walker Dees, John Gray Ferrier, Greer Murphy, Cruz Owens, Landon Poller, Phelps Reed, Wills Rudder, and Charlie Ware. The team was coached by Robbie Apt, Jonathan Barganier, and Coleman Ferrier. Congratulations to those young men and that coaching staff. I know they worked extremely hard to bring the World Series championship back to the state of Alabama. How about that?
How about that? Love the picture. Love the team picture with the banner and with the trophy and with the rings. What I like best about them, everybody's pants are filthy. Man, you can tell they played hard in order to earn that one.
And I'll tell you, Barry, for a team that's got the Atlanta Braves logo on their hat, at least this team's a winner.
Yeah, at least this team came through in the clutch for sure.
That's true.
Of course, these guys are probably better hitters than the Braves right now. So, congratulations to them. Absolutely. As we mentioned, it's kind of a newsy day. Malcolm Simmons is clean and green and ready to go. The Auburn wide receiver who's projected to be a starter. Everything is good to go with him. They threw out the charges against him. Did not even, there was no plea deal. There was no youthful offender status granted. There was no community service. These were just adjudged it was without merit is basically what that was, which is what, you got to be careful with.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to even give the small impersonation that everything was okay. Leslie Sport on the chat line says she moved back in with him along with their baby. He was already paying for everything before the incident, so skip the payoff diatribe. So everything's good to go.
Moved back in with him. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess this just didn't happen. No, nothing happened. There's nothing.
Evidently, that's what the judge said. This girl got mad one night and said, "I'm calling the cops and I'm just going to make something up and put you in a terrible position and drag our life through the mud for the next 2 months." That seems pretty smart. Yeah. And then come back, and then, everything like that's what the judge says. That basically this did not happen,
guess since they're living together,
merit criminal charges.
Honey, no big deal. I know you just were a little upset about something, and it's okay. We're gonna get it. Okay, all right, whatever. Look, that's their life. It ain't mine. I just find it interesting that you can make these allegations and nothing happens. But if he's okay with it, then that's his business, not mine.
Yeah. There you go. So that's the story there. Ty Simpson, starting quarterback at Alabama. That's not really news. What would have really been news would be if Ryan Grubb came out and said, "Hey, we got to give the kid a chance. Keelan Russell is the future. We're riding with the freshman." That would have lit the internet on fire.
Well, it would have lit the internet on fire, Barry, and it makes me kind of wonder. It doesn't make me wonder because Rodney Orr's already told us this. 2 of those 3 quarterbacks are not going to be on the roster this time next year.
It happens. With that being said, will that happen where Austin Mack is somewhere else next year and Keelan Russell is somewhere next year? Or will it be Austin Mack and Ty Simpson?
Yeah.
That'll be somewhere else next year. I noted this in the ACC. This week, starting quarterbacks are getting reps. And 2 former Alabama quarterbacks, 2 guys who were in the Alabama quarterback room and competing for the Alabama quarterback job and didn't win it, didn't have much of a future as a quarterback at Alabama. They transferred out. They were both named officially starting quarterbacks for their respective ACC school. It's no big deal about Eli Holstein. He was the starter last year at Pitt and had a really good year. Pitt had a really good year last year. But yesterday at Boston College, who's replacing Thomas Castellanos, who had transferred out to go to Florida State, the starting quarterback at Boston College is former Alabama quarterback Dylan Lonergan. So
really,
it ain't bad. It ain't like, if what
forgot about that kid.
If Rodney Orr says is true, it ain't like they're quitting on their team or anything like that, or they are quitters. It's worked out pretty good for those guys. They're the starting quarterback of an ACC team, so it seems like everybody can't be the starter at Alabama.
No, and I think that's the one position on a football team where you're going to see the most transfers. Look, man, I ain't sitting back here to wait on this guy for a couple of 3 years. I want to go somewhere to play today, and I think quarterback is a position you're going to see that happen. You're going to see it happen quite a bit.
Yeah.
Hey, our man Travis Ryer joining us here as he does each and every Tuesday. Ryer on YouTube, Talking Tide. Always enjoy getting a conversation with Travis here on Tuesdays. Hey, Travis, good morning. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Well, I actually did see this on Sunday morning. I missed it Saturday night. I saw Cam Little kick a 70-yard field goal, so I'm feeling pretty sporty about things.
Yeah, they Jags need to go ahead and sit him for the rest of the preseason. He's our MVP.
Ice that leg.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can't expose him to unnecessary hits or anything. I mean, they're encouraging more returns on kickoffs. I don't want him out there for that. Let some 14 cut offensive guard toe ball it down there and cover it. We don't need Cam Little out there covering damn kickoffs.
Good point.
Exactly right.
We're talking kickoffs.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, that's a good point. Just let some other guy get out there and knock it down.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one more question about the Jaguars, and it does have a local interest. What's the chance that former Auburn running back Tank Bigsby could be the guy at running back for Jacksonville?
Could be. Tank's had some ball security issues his first couple of seasons, but I think in terms of his style and his physical attributes, I think it lines up nicely with this run game that Liam Cohen's really trying to feature more than the previous regime. So if he can clean up those ball security issues, I think he fits probably better with what they want to do down in and down out than does Travis Etienne, but they also like to throw it to those backs. So that's where I think Etienne, it'll still be kind of a split, but I don't think, Bigsby's in a spot where he's looking at 20% of the snaps. I think he's going to have a chance to play a good bit.
Travis, I'm hearing nothing but good news out of a Saturday scrimmage in Tuscaloosa. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, you heard from Kalen DeBoer and some other folks that maybe had a good vantage point of things, that it was kind of exactly what you would want out of a scrimmage. So most notably, no more additional injuries or holdouts other than Jaden Roberts and James Smith, line of scrimmage guys. So taking care of the football at the quarterback position, which, when you heard Kalen talk about how Ty continues to manage and command things, I know it became more formal last evening, but you knew about then that Ty was going to be the guy against Florida State. And so I kind of equated it to Ty going into later rounds way ahead on points. And if he just stayed on his feet, he would be that guy. So it sounds like it's kind of played out that way.
It seems like, at the very least, that he'll be operating behind one of the better offensive lines in recent Alabama history. You agree?
We'll see. I'm in that we'll see camp. I'm in the show me camp.
Me too.
I'm in the put it on tape camp. And that goes for the defensive line too. And we hear those same things about that side. And hey, that sounds great. Let's see it. And so I do think this. I think that, they've done some really smart things personnel wise, and it showed up on Saturday because with Jaden Roberts out, they make moves in the transfer portal sometimes, and you go, why are they adding an offensive guard, a veteran offensive guard or an interior lineman? They've got, all these guys and these young players are coming back. Look, offensive line, you want to try to stay old and as experienced for as long as you can. And so going out and getting Cam Dewberry from Texas A&M and last year Geno Vandermark from Michigan State, that looks pretty smart when you're without a Roberts like they were on Saturday.
We've talked a lot throughout the summer, Travis, about the running game. Maybe the offensive line has a lot to do with what we heard happened on Saturday, but Jam Miller seemed to have a really good scrimmage, and Coach DeBoer talked about it.
He's just going to check all the boxes on a consistent basis. And similar to Ty Simpson, I think, at quarterback, he was the odds-on favorite going into fall camp to be the first guy out there at the running back position. Even more so than Ty, he actually had game experience compared to, his chief competitors. They brought in Dre Washington to try to help keep him older at running back. Sounds like he's going to be in that mix too, to go along with Daniel Hill. So I think they've got a nice mix. I think they complement each other pretty well. And so, Jam is just a guy that I like his decisiveness when he runs the football. He has good enough top end speed. And again, you can trust him off the ball. He's going to pass protect. He's going to do those things that often get overlooked.
This is interesting to think about with, with the first game. I mean, it's coming up on us now. I'm starting to get a little antsy. It's less than 3 weeks before Florida State. What traditionally is the schedule set up for the rest of camp? Maybe another week and a half of preseason camp, and then you get into game week, right?
Yeah, I've always been of the belief camp ends when classes begin, because I guess there's still a 20-hour week rule. Hell, who knows anymore, right? I don't even know what the rules are, but there used to be a 20-hour week in college football. And so, when fall classes began, that's the clock. You went on to a normal practice week. So, yeah, I think there's probably going up to this second scrimmage. To me, that's always pretty much the end of traditional camp. And then you get into more of a practice mode that you'll be on for the regular season.
So the next scrimmage is coming up this weekend, I believe, Saturday. What's the biggest difference from your experience in covering Crimson Tide football over the years? What's the biggest difference between scrimmage 1 and scrimmage 2?
I think there's more of a streamlined approach to scrimmage 2. You're going to probably focus more on the guys that you're projecting roles for as you go into that opener. Some coaches we've seen are big on mock games where it's not as controlled, maybe as your first scrimmage situationally, and it's more along the lines of how a game is going to work. So you want to work on those things with your coaching staff too, to go along with that final evaluation. But there'll still be some position battles, I think, going into this scrimmage too. That Husky position, slot corner comes to mind. Really, throughout that secondary, the corners, you got depth there, but you're also trying to finalize some of those. Okay, who's our fourth inside linebacker, right? Who's our third and fourth corners? Who's our second Husky, our third safety? Those type of things. You really want to. A lot of that's already in the barn, so to speak. But I do think maybe more so from a depth perspective, you're saying, okay, this is our 7 or 8 guys on the offensive line and things like that.
You said something just a moment ago, and I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. Maybe it's just because we've been around a while and we've been through this routine before. But I'm hearing a lot of positives out of Tuscaloosa. Everything I'm hearing and talking to people, everything seems to be going great. But Travis, I got to see it with my own eyes. Hearing it's one thing, but I want to see it. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Yeah, I feel the same way. And to be fair to Kalen DeBoer, it isn't even so much successor to Nick Saban thing, although that's some of it, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
But even for Saban, think about his first season going into year 2. There was some positive buzz going into that Clemson opener in Atlanta. But you were still of the sort of mindset of, yeah, we'll see. Let's see how this works out. And it worked out just fine, as we know, in that opener against Clemson, a really defining win early on in Nick Saban's career. So, I'll be careful either way with how Florida State plays out. But I think people are kind of looking at that with a similar sort of viewpoint as they looked at that Clemson game back in 2008.
And I just can't believe this Florida State team's going to be 2-10 again. They might not be 9-3, but
no.
I certainly think it's going to be maybe a better test than some casual fans might think based on what they saw out of Florida State last year.
Yeah, I think so for sure. And, look, Florida State is accustomed to some tough openers. They had the back-to-back openers against LSU a few years back. Had a tough one, I guess, against Georgia Tech and Ireland last year to open the season. That was a real tone setter, unfortunately, for the Seminoles, I think, for, what was to come. But I'm with you. I anticipate it being, especially because it is an opener, a bigger challenge than maybe some people are thinking.
I'm just thinking that if it's 14-10, Alabama holds on late, or 17-14, even if they play spectacularly and it turns out Florida State's pretty good, it's going to be a rousing show whenever you visit with us the Tuesday after the start of the season, Travis.
Well, even with a day after Overreaction Monday, there will be some residual shrapnel out there, even going into the midweek there after that opener. That's what we do, right? So absolutely, good, bad, or indifferent, there will be some reaction for sure.
Yeah, a win's a win. 14-10 doesn't matter, but I think a lot of the Bama fans that I've experienced over the years like them to cover that point spread. Whether they're gambling on it or not, I think it's just a barometer, a measuring stick. Well, Vegas thought we should win by 12 points, and we won by 14, so everything's good. I don't know. I'm with you. I think Overreaction Monday could be real interesting.
Alabama fans have had the benefit of basically being able to mile marker seasons instead of week to week them, like most college football fans have to, right? So even if Alabama wins on the road in Tallahassee and it's not exactly 78-4, there'll be more than a little bit of a response that is along the lines of, well, we'll see what they do against Georgia. Not, forget about Wisconsin, some of the other games between. It's a mile marker mindset, I call it. And it's a nice luxury to have because most college football fans don't.
Well, good point. I never heard the mile marker. That's a good one. I'm going to write that one down.
Spot on.
I like that one a lot. AP poll came out earlier this week. Anything about that catch your eye?
No, it kind of lined up, I guess, in some ways like the coaches poll. Alabama pretty much the same spot in the AP, and that could be a motivational tool for Kalen DeBoer too, because with the roster they have, and even the schedule setting up the way it does, that's probably as low as they should be, I would say, in either of those polls.
Well, we're getting closer, and I know you're excited about it as we are here as well. I know you got a lot of content for our viewers and our listeners to check out, Travis. Right here on YouTube, Talking Tide, just a few of them. Let our listeners know how they can catch up and make sure they're a part of everything you got going on.
Yeah, we're right there on Ryer on YouTube. Chase Goodbread and myself last night with a show, Monday night show. So it has archived to Ryer on YouTube. Also, podcast format available. So if you're on iTunes or Spotify, you're going to find the podcast format of all of our shows there at Ryer on YouTube as well.
Always great, Travis. Appreciate the time. Thanks a bunch.
I'm going over the Buckman Bridge, Barry. I'm in your neck of the woods.
Been there a million times. Yep.
Yeah. T's and T's. Take care.
Take care.
Thank you, buddy. Oh, too
right
good.
over the St. Johns River, Jacksonville, Florida, heading to Mandarin.
Is that where the river or the River City shootout came from because of that river?
Yeah. It's the River City Showdown now. Yeah. St. Johns River, the only river in the northern, other than the Nile, that flows south to north. There we go. So we'll return in just a moment. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
Man, grab a Budweiser and take a knee. It is the best time of the year. It's baseball season. That means sunshine. It means behind-the-back peanut tosses. And it means sharing some cold, frosty Budweisers with your boys. Because there's nothing more American than watching America's game with America's beer. So let me ask you something. Are you ready to bring your A game? Are you ready to cheer every frozen rope down the line and amazing catch at the warning track? Are you ready for pitcher's duels and slugfests? Tell me, are you ready for the thrill of an incredible walk-off victory? I can't hear you. Are you ready for Budweiser and baseball? Then get on your feet, raise an ice-cold Bud, and let's make this season larger than life. Great times are waiting. Get some Bud!
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market offers the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of Mexico with deliveries daily. Snapper, grouper, pompano, flounder, copia, along with medium, large, and jumbo shrimp, hand-picked crab meat, and chucked oysters. They can even cook your order for easy, quick pickup. The Destin Connection can make a po' boy with any of their seafood items that folks in New Orleans rave about. Go by and see them at 3750 Norman Bridge Road or call 288-4272 for pickup orders.
Okay, welcome back in, everybody. About 18 minutes to the top of the hour here on a Tuesday. And, well, I guess we should see what the Phantom did yesterday. Barry, it went extra innings last night. Not that has anything to do with it.
No. It's just a scene setter to just how extraordinarily excruciating it was.
Well, I can't even go that far, Barry, because I didn't watch the game. I mean, come on.
All right, full disclosure.
I mean,
He
really.
wasn't hanging on every moment of it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I got to be honest here with you.
Always have been.
I mean, this has kind of worked out. I mean, I rolled in yesterday morning. I checked the lineup card. I looked at all the games. I looked at the numbers. I went, this one looks pretty good. Went with it. Woke up today and said, hey, let's see what the score was. And I went, ooh, D-backs plus 140. Had them last night. They lose the game 7-6, but
they did.
It was in extra innings. But you can go up to the window and say, hey, it went extra innings. So what? Good for you. You're a loser.
You're an extra innings loser.
Yeah. Extra innings loser. I mean, just think, Barry, you had to go 10 innings to watch yourself lose.
Yeah.
I mean, how agonizing is that?
The late hope, oh boy, I've still got a chance. And you know what? You might as well just have given up a 7 spot in the first inning and just gone and watched something else.
Yeah.
For what that got you, which was a loss.
It was a loss. It was. So not a good start for the week. Did I mention we had a winning week last week? Did I mention that?
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, you've mentioned that a couple of times. Yeah.
I just wanted to
come up on the program. Yeah.
And we've had actually a lot more winning weeks than non-winning weeks. But let's move on.
We haven't said that. We haven't gone that far in self-rationalization. But, that's the first time you've mentioned that in a good long while.
Yeah, or today, at least.
Barry,
tonight, let me check on this game. I think it's a 7:00-ish kind of game. I just want to make sure. Got to get all our bases covered.
Yeah.
This game, it's 7:10. First pitch tonight, Barry. 7:10. Where the Boston Red Sox are playing at the Houston Astros. How about that?
Yeah.
Boston at Houston.
It'll be former Dodger, flame-throwing right-hander Dustin May.
Oh, nice.
For the Red Sox. He got traded earlier this year, basically because he was 6-8. He'll go for the Red Sox against former Louisiana Ragin' Cajun pitcher Spencer Arrighetti, who hasn't pitched much. This is only his 4th game of the year. A little wet behind the ears.
I kind of like
for the Astros this year, for this evening.
Yeah. So, okay, I like that. But tonight, Barry, we are going with the visitors. We are taking the Boston Red Sox from the American League East at plus 104, just a slight favorite, just a slight on the road. But we're taking the Red Sox plus 104 at Houston tonight as the Phantoms daily dog. First pitch, 7:10.
Yep. Big key to the game. Alex Bregman, former LSU player, had been an all-star for the Astros. He goes over to the Red Sox, and he had a homer, 2 RBIs last night. He was a difference in the game against his former team. Love this game. It's a kind of the spotlight game of the evening in a full slate of Major League Baseball. There you go. Our Phantoms daily dog here with Longshore and McKnight. For those of you who wonder, this is what we're leading into on the last couple of shows and the next couple of shows. First of all, Phantom can't pick any football until Friday. Even then, he may not do it. No Thursday games in NFL preseason. It's week 2. Friday, it's the Titans against the Falcons.
Falcons laid an egg against Detroit last week.
Yeah, I love the bird analogy there. Yeah, the Falcons can lay an egg. Yeah, they are hosting the Titans Friday night, 6 on the NFL Network. First of a doubleheader, 9 on Friday. It's the Chiefs against the Seahawks. Tons of games Saturday, a couple of games Sunday, and our first Monday night game of the football season will be this coming Monday. Bengals and the Commanders.
Yeah.
Monday game coming up will be on ESPN. Meanwhile, in college football, we're all looking forward. Are we all looking forward? We're all looking forward to 11 days from now. Not this weekend.
Okay.
This weekend will be the last weekend without college football until the middle of January. or the end of January, maybe February. The Aer Lingus Classic will be coming up on Saturday, August the 23rd.
That's about 11 days from now.
ESPN at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's not the only game of the day. You've got the FCS kickoff here in Montgomery, UC Davis versus Mercer. It's not going to be Mercer's first trip to the state of Alabama this year. Also, the only other game involving Power 5 teams, Stanford at Hawaii. That'll be a week from this coming Saturday.
So let me ask you this.
6:30 at night.
Yeah.
And that one is going to be on CBS, on the full CBS, on BS. Why?
When is that
It's going to
again?
be 7,000 fans. Stanford and Hawaii, 6:30 on August 23rd. That's Saturday. Why is CBS the whole schmear?
Yeah.
Carrying Stanford and Hawaii. They're both
they'd have
terrible.
better ratings with a CSI rerun.
You would think.
I don't understand that one.
I don't either.
Didn't we talk yesterday about Stanford bleeding
Cutting,
cash, and they're cutting resources, and they're going to Hawaii to play?
Hey, Hawaii may not be their longest trip of the year. They're in the
Couldn't be,
ACC, for gosh sake.
But they don't have to play Hawaii. They got to play these ACC schools. So don't give me any of this bleeding heart. Oh, we're out of money. Then don't head to Hawaii then.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear it.
Something like 36 athletics jobs, something like 360 university jobs. Because
is
they're not
Hawaii
getting
still playing at a high school stadium?
Yeah, the Ching Complex in Honolulu. The Aloha Stadium is no more. They're building a new one, but until then, they're playing at the Ching Complex. They're going to do that for about 3 or 4 years, which the stadium seating is about 7,000. There are high school stadiums in the state of Alabama that are bigger than that. Stanford plays at Hawaii, at BYU, at Virginia, at SMU, at Miami, at North Carolina. And if they somehow, by miracle, make it to the ACC championship game, they would have to go at Charlotte, North Carolina.
I wonder which is further, Stanford to Hawaii or Stanford to Miami?
To Miami. Yeah, they play Miami. They don't play any of these consecutively, thank gosh. Virginia on the road, then a home game. Then SMU on the road, then a home game. Then Miami on the road, then a home game. Then North Carolina on the road.
This team is going to be travel weary, to say the least. Barry, I mentioned maybe yesterday, maybe it was late last week,
right,
that when you read practice reports and you hear things like, man, the punters and kickers look great.
Special teams is going to be better this year, guys.
Yeah. You know, when you're hearing stuff like that, that sends a signal to me that, something ain't right. Quarterback, line play, impact players, I don't know. And I don't want to point fingers and tell you what team that I read that about. But one thing that I am hearing in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And I want, if I think that way about people talking about, well, man, the special teams look great. Punters and kickers were doing a great job at practice and in the scrimmage. I'm thinking, But when you hear it the other way, like, man, the kickers and punters look terrible. I mean, there's a big problem.
Where did we get these guys?
Yeah. Well, in Tuscaloosa, I'm hearing a lot of, like I said, I got to see it to believe it, but I'm hearing a lot of really good reports, except, you know what? The kicker, the punter, the snapper, they're all new. Well, they're all new. No returning starters in those positions. To me, that's a good thing. If that's your biggest worry, man, our punter, we're in trouble at punter.
Well, you had an All-American last year who's punting in
Yeah.
the NFL right now. Place kicker, all right, I'll give you 5 seconds, 10 seconds, just because you have to type it out. Name the place kicker last year in Alabama. He was that Lou Groza Award winner from the year before from Miami of Ohio.
Didn't he stick around an extra year? He could have left early, but he came back. Reichert?
No.
Will Reichert?
His name is Nicholson. He's there 1 year and gone.
I want to say Will Reichert was like the kicker 2-3 years in a row, but he could have left early.
He was.
Was he not there last year?
My point exactly.
Huh.
My point exactly.
I completely whiffed on that guy, kind of like the Friday Iron Bowl.
Yeah, John, you might need to start taking some of those ginkgo bilobas or something like that. Reichert kicked for the Vikings last year.
Did he? Okay. Wow. Hey.
Yep. The NCAA career points leader. Nobody kicked for more points in his career than Will Reichert at the University of Alabama. Last year, he kicked for the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, okay.
And
ended
up like 17 for 20. Yes, 17 for 20.
Good.
Made the first 14 field goal attempts of his pro career, and John missed every one of them.
Yeah, I did. I missed every one of them, unless I was watching Red Zone or something. But, I'm not too worried about
watching the Red Zone.
I'm not too worried about it because, I'm the same guy that can't tell you who was in the Final Four last year.
He couldn't tell you when Alabama was in the Final Four who the other teams in the Final Four were.
Yeah.
So,
and I can't tell you what city Alabama's bowl game was in last year. I know it was in the state of Florida.
Yeah. So
I can't remember anything beyond that.
The idea that Graham Nicholson for Alabama was the starting place kicker last year. And they'll have, who is it? Connor Talty. No relation to John.
Is that John Talty?
Okay. I don't know.
All right.
Connor Talty is supposed to be the guy. But again, they've had two really good place kickers. But this guy, I don't know. Well, to have a question mark at places where you've been obscenely good over years makes me wonder about the quality of your question mark. Well,
yeah.
There's the quarterback position. Jalen Milroe is no Tua. Jalen Milroe was no Bryce Young. Well, who was?
Bear, I guess you can
get a little crazy.
I think you can lose a game with a subpar place kicker. I don't think the guy that kicks off, if it's a different guy, so what? I mean, if he doesn't kick it in the end zone enough. I remember Alabama went through a period of time. Fans were complaining. You know how they are, Barry. They'll find the littlest things to complain about.
Oh, yeah.
And they had some kicker years ago that could not get it in the end zone.
Yeah, it was Lane Bearden, who was a backup, linebacker, who kicked off with a torn ACL. I wish we could,
Yeah, and so they're complaining that the guy kicks it to the 3 every time. And the opposing team got to run it back. Whatever. Okay.
Well, now it don't matter because you just, fair catch it, get at the 25.
So I'm not sure. I think it's your kickoff coverage team. If they can't, tackle, that's really the big problem. It's not so much the kicker.
Right.
But I do see the place kicker who misses an extra point in a critical time or, misses a field goal to win the game. Okay, you got to have a guy that's pretty steady, got, some pretty steel nerves and whatnot. How can a punter lose a game for you? Now, I know you're going to go Greg Gann on me, but, that they weren't blocking. I mean, Langner and Jett and all those guys that played on that team that blocked those punts. But a punter's not going to lose a game for you. I mean, if he shanks a few, I'm sure there's somebody else over there.
He shanks a few, hits a line drive that nose dives right into the returner's hands when he's going full speed, and he didn't kick it where he's supposed to, so everybody's heading in a certain spot of the field. Instead, it's a line drive the other way. The guy's got a full head of steam coming the other way.
Now, I did see a Penn State punter against Alabama punt the ball into the backside of the protector.
That was embarrassing.
Guy, the up back guy. I did see that before.
That was embarrassing, yeah. And I did see the Michigan punter famously on the last play of the game against Michigan State. Sean McDonough was the play-by-play call. All he had to do was just get it out of there. All he had to do was catch it, kick it. I don't care if it went 15 yards. Game was going to be over. He drops it. Michigan State picks it up. They won it the other way. Sean McDonough loses the rest of his hair, screaming about it, and Michigan State gets the win. Jim Harbaugh's on the sidelines going.
If the punter drops the snap,
yes.
Okay, you can lose the game that way. I guess that's how goes. Goes through his hand, or the snapper snaps it over the punter's head.
That's more likely.
The snapper loses the game for you. But if you've got a team going through preseason camp and you're hearing stuff like from people that were at the scrimmage, those kickers and punters, I just don't know. Is that a good sign of, man, you got a pretty good team if that's your only area of concern is the kicking teams?
But then again, you've also had guys like J.K. Scott and James Burnip, and you're thinking, man, they even recruit the best punter in the world. Now I used to kind of luxuriate in the Alabama fans who would gripe about their place kicker, like Bulovus hit one against the upright against Auburn, and Auburn ended up winning it and everything. That guy, place kicker. I'm thinking, tighten up.
You're talking about a lot of pressure,
man.
Could you imagine that punter for Michigan that dropped that ball and Michigan State wins the game, or a kicker that misses one or whatever?
Yeah.
I wonder, Barry, if there are things in place with the staffing. These football staffs are so big that they kind of take the kicker or the punter aside and say, hey, man, you need to stay undercover for a while. Don't be going out tonight. Don't answer your phone. If somebody knocks on your door, don't answer it. You got to think there's some crazies out there that you don't want to be that guy that lost the game for your team.
That's one of those things where you are going to get ripped on social media.
Yeah, no
by
doubt
guys,
about that, unfortunately,
by guys who lost some money and this and that. Kid missed the field goal for Georgia against Alabama in the SEC championship game a year ago. Man, all of those bettors and stuff. Oh my gosh. That's a problem. That's a big problem. It's 23 minutes before the hour. We'll roll on here with Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much.
Allow me to
That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. About 20 minutes to the top of the hour. Having some internet cell issues with our man Phil Kornblut of the Sports Talk South Carolina. Going to try to get him on. If not, maybe do something tomorrow with Phil as we continue our tour around the SEC. As a matter of fact, I was having some internet issues this morning and still might be, but Barry reminded me, hey, we'll use that MiFi card you've got, which I am, and it's worked extremely well today. So glad to know we've got that as a backup. I don't know if the internet's back on, but I really don't care because I don't. It doesn't matter to me because I'm using this. It's awesome. There we go.
Hang on, there he goes. I
go.
forgot he muted me. You get that. You get 20 minutes in, 20 minutes left. Doesn't matter. We'll deal with it when you guys are watching it on repeat. There you go.
That's exactly right. You're right about that.
I think we've hit all the news out there. Ty Simpson, new starting quarterback at Alabama. That's official. Malcolm Simmons, who will probably be a starter at wide receiver for Auburn, is good to go. Absolutely no charges, no legal issues, no questions. Well, as long as
I got questions.
Host, I've got.
Well, I got some questions. Yeah,
but he's good to go. Practicing full strength. Auburn's receiving core is going to be really, really good this year. Will they have a guy that can get it to them? That's one of our questions.
I heard some rumors about there was a rash of turnovers in Auburn scrimmage on Friday. I don't know if that's just poppycock, horse feathers, somebody trying to start something there. But look, this is the time of year you clean that stuff up. If you're having some turnover issues, you just you don't want to take those to Waco with you.
No. But whether they're legitimate, who knows? Whether those may. But John is here to tell you about them.
Yeah,
John is here to relay them to you. He is not speaking as to the truthfulness, righteousness, or legitimacy of those rumors. He's here to just tell you that they're out there.
And for the record, I did not read that on Tider Insider message board.
Oh, but you could. Not that John is not saying that it is not on there. He is just saying that.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I know what some people out there are thinking. As a matter of fact, I've even heard people that cover Auburn actually spend 15, 20 minutes talking about it on podcast about the obsession that Alabama fans have for Auburn. And I did listen to a little bit of it because it amused me.
It's true.
Obsession. I don't know. And there again, people might not want to publicly admit this, but I've been around a while. I see how these people live.
Yeah.
I see how they, socialize, communicate, all that type stuff. And I'm seeing this now, even though Bama's coming off a 9-4 season, double-digit favorite on the road and get embarrassed, go to a bowl game that nobody cares about, including their fan base, and gets beat. So what? Big deal. But what I'm picking up on now is we're great. DeBoer's got it figured out. We're loaded. We got a plenty of depth. We can't get to Tallahassee fast enough. So how are we going to amuse ourselves for the next 2.5 weeks?
See, and that's where we get into semantics right there. If you are a big fan of Dave Chappelle or Matt Rife or Nate Bargatze or Steve Martin or Eddie Murphy or any of the other comedians out there, if you like a certain comedian that amuses you, and you're on YouTube and you say, let me see what Chris Rock has on YouTube. Is that an obsession, or do you just simply like to laugh? Can you help it if you have a sense of humor? That's a little bit different. Are you obsessed with Nate Bargatze? Are you obsessed with Dave Chappelle? Nah, you just think he's funny. Let me see. Oh, you remember that scene in Animal House where Belushi says, look, I'm a zit. If you like that, hey, so what if it's lowbrow? It's funny. Are you obsessed by that scene? No, I just kind of like it. Alabama fans obsessed over Auburn? No, they just like calling them bugs and whatever.
The barn and
the
family
barn,
and all that.
disaster on the pasture
that's
and
right.
all that kind of stuff. Are they obsessed with them, or do they just have a sense of humor? There's nothing wrong with having a good, healthy sense of humor.
I think I presented my case extremely well over the years, and I think it's factual. I mean, Alabama's had an incredible amount of success on the football field over the last 18 years or so.
Yeah.
So that success can lead to boredom. It can lead to
this winning.
Yeah. Yeah. So it can lead to a little boredom. And can we hurry up and get there? I mean, all this preseason crap and blah, blah, hype this. Yeah. We know we're loaded, depth. I could go on and on. So how do they get through these long, hot days of the summer? They have to amuse themselves. So what's the easiest way to do that? Let's needle and poke at our little brothers on the other side of the state. And that's how they do it. People tell me I'm crazy. That's an excuse. That's not really the way it is.
I just think, you've been the most successful football program in the college ranks. Yeah. You have had two of the best football coaches in history coach at your school. I would say two of the top 4 coaches that have ever coached in coaching at your school. You have a traditionally strong team. You're a traditionally well-supported, sometimes positively supported. You've got all of these things going for you. But what gets your jollies? It's not a shutout win over Notre Dame or whoever in the championship game. It's not a win against Texas or that big, huge win against Georgia on the 4th and or the 2nd and 26 or whatever it was. Look at the Aubs. Look, hey, have you guys seen that billboard on 231? It's got an Auburn enrollment thing, and they got a big cow on the top of the billboard. I'm not kidding you. It's on Trotman Road. Is that what really gets you going instead of?
Yeah, it is.
I really thought our 2014 championship team may have been the strongest of all of them.
Well,
no, it was 09.
I went through an era where I heard all the Auburn fans going, quit living in the past. Coach Bryant's not around anymore. I mean, I heard that ad nauseum. So, Notre Dame and Miami for the Natty, that was so yesterday. 2nd and 26, who cares? That was years ago. Whatever. It's current day. Like the opinions on Tighter Insider message board about how Malcolm Simmons got away with it. Go figure, 5-star recruit. So, that's current day. So that, and they might be, have a very strong opinion, very, serious about this whole development, which they should be because it is a serious thing. But yeah, they're not worried about what happened years ago. It's right now. Ooh, heard there were 4 interceptions in that scrimmage over there. Woo, they're bored. They are bored.
The Malcolm Simmons, your fraternity brother, he's probably getting all kinds of, Twitter subscriptions, trash talking. And I'm not him. It's not me. It's somebody else.
I got to think the people that are on message boards, Tighter Insider, wherever it might be, they're too young to remember punter Malcolm Simmons at Alabama. They don't remember him.
That's probably true. Here's the thing. Here's the deal. This is a team that John's right. They went 9-4 last year.
Oh.
And you got people on our chat line saying, man, we got Missouri on. You guys got the guy from Missouri. Boring. Or so. Missouri had a better year. Missouri was 10-3 last year.
Yeah, good
Alabama
point.
was 9-4, and they might as well have been 4-9 from some of the fans' reaction. So what do they have this year? Tighter Insider message board, Percy Wetmore. Percy Wetmore says, how This is on the open forum.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
How did the greatest program in college football history let Jalen Milroe grab our program's nutsack for 2 years?
That's
what they put on there.
That is not my
guy,
handle, but I totally agree. That was not me with that post.
Guy, I mean, as much as Stedman Shealy, as much as Gary Rutledge, as much as Pat Trammell, as much as Namath and Steve Sloan and all those guys sweated and bled and efforted for the Crimson Tide of Alabama. He was the Campbell Award winner as the nation's top college football scholar athlete.
Does not matter.
And your fans are going to treat you like this?
Yeah. Fans
grab our programs. What?
Yeah, I mean, Barry, my phone is blowing up. Did I just hear McKnight say nutsack?
Yeah. I'm just quoting. I didn't want to say it. Felt I owed it to you.
I mean,
no.
the River Region Straw VIP line is blowing
for
up.
all of the guys I go to church with and all the ladies that look up to me or whatever and all that. I'm sorry. Probably shouldn't have said that, but the guy wrote that.
No,
and the responses from Maligator.
Yeah.
The worst part, and I'm quoting here about Jalen Milroe. The worst part was watching a player who was mediocre at best put his hands in cement. I believe it was an insult to those who planted their palms before him. There ain't nobody. There ain't nobody. I don't even care if it's Auburn people that will rip an Alabama quarterback more gleefully, joyfully, and relentlessly than Alabama fans will.
Before we go to the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel, here's the harsh reality. In Bama fans' mind, 9-4 sucked. I mean, just sucked. And it even made it worse because of how they lost 4 of those games. I'm just telling you, they can go 10-3. They can go whatever. If they don't make the playoff, it'll be rough. It'll be bad news for Kalen DeBoer. I don't want to put any undue pressure on him, but they better make the playoff. And if they don't, watch out. None of this. Oh, well, they had a great year. They went 9-4. You know how many teams would die for a 9? They don't give a rat's ass about anybody else's team but theirs, except when they're bored.
Auburn. Yeah.
Except when they're bored and they want to gig the Albs. If they don't make the playoffs, and they better win a playoff game, not just make it one and out. They better make some noise or it's going to be rough.
Well,
just telling you.
We've gotten in on this. Gurn Jr.'s got the Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Let's hit it to the top of the hour here. Brought to you by Victoryland 777 Casinos, exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama, where you can be a winner too. Don't know any of these topics, and there are 6 of them. Good news. We need some good news. Malcolm. Okay. Oh, yeah. Landon Dickerson, who had an ACL or 2 at Alabama. He got hurt in practice on Sunday. He's a terrific lineman for the best offensive line in the NFL. He got helped off. They had a cart out for him, injured his knee, and they're thinking, oh, no. I mean, he's had injury reports before. Yeah. Minor surgery. It may just be a meniscus tweak or something like that. He'll be back in 2 weeks. That's good news for a guy who's a really good player, but he has had some injury issues. This evidently will not be.
That is good news. Glad to see that. Great player, great guy.
Yeah, no
good
kidding.
One there.
Right.
All right.
Good one to start with.
That is a good one to start. We need some good news. All right. Spin it again. See where it goes. You can be a winner, too, at Victoryland 777 Casino, exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama.
We go from good news to bad deal.
Oh, okay. Somebody getting traded? That's what we got here.
Bad deal. See if we can grab this from Gurn Jr. I think we can.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Maybe.
Hey, Preston, IKEAs are no big deal. I'll never go into another one in my life. I got lost in the only one I went to. Okay, where we got?
Shohei Ohtani and his agent, remember, he got taken by his interpreter many years ago, his translator, sabotaging a $240 million Hawaii real estate project. Hawaii real estate investor and broker, they're suing Shohei, saying that he got them fired from a development that they brought him in to endorse, that increasingly demanded concessions, didn't get concessions from the developer. So they told their business partner to go ahead and drop them from the deal.
Well, real estate projects can bite you in the butt. Just ask Nick Saban. Okay, let's move on to our next topic here on the Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel.
All right.
And it's spinning away. Multiple colors.
Meatballs? Okay.
Swedish meatballs.
All right.
Yeah. Taking a dip.
Taking a dip.
Or a skull.
Yeah. Oh, Connecticut. Are there bears in Connecticut?
Really?
Newington, Connecticut. Let's go to the video. Man. It's hot. John, we know it's hot. It's hot in Connecticut. That bear's had it, man.
How did the bear get? Is there a hole in the fence? What happened there?
No, you can climb that fence. I want to know what that is on the top left corner. Is that another bear?
It kind of just kind of looking.
Just hanging out. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often.
Yeah. Bear finds the pool. Man, I got to go swimming, but you're probably used to like a muddy pond or something. To go, man, this water's pretty clear. It feels good.
It says video from News 8. That is not WAKA CBS 8 video footage. That's News 8 in Newington, Connecticut.
That's exactly right.
All right. There you go.
Let's get it going. Spin it again. Spin away. Let's see what we got.
All right.
3 more topics to go. Victoryland 777 Casino Topic Wheel. It lands on iron.
Swedish meatballs. You ever had those?
I have actually. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of IKEA, I'm not sure they're going to be advertising on our show after John's previous little diatribe. Yeah. I've been to the IKEA in Orlando, Florida. Loved it. Didn't buy hardly anything. I did buy something. It's going to be in Huntsville. The first IKEA in Alabama. If you've never been to one, it's interesting.
Don't go.
I enjoyed it. I just didn't. I bought like a little set of something for my shaving kit.
Yeah.
But they've got, you can get anything in there. All these different kinds. They got a really good luncheonette, like a snack bar kind of thing, like a restaurant.
They do.
In there. Pretty good.
Because the place is so big and you get lost and it's like going through a maze. And you can't kind of sneak around and get out another way.
It ain't rows. Yeah, you don't have rows and rows like you do at a Costco, where I've seen John before, or like a Sam's, where you just row and row and row and row, and you can get out. The IKEA, they take you around here, then it meanders around there and over there into bedding, and then all of a sudden, here you are in picnic tables, and you're thinking, I should have left like breadcrumbs.
I was in Maryland. I was actually in D.C. when my oldest daughter moved to D.C. and we were moving her up there. And she said, let's go to this IKEA store somewhere in Maryland outside of D.C.
Yep.
And it was right maybe during COVID or after. We had to stand in a line like you're going to a ride in Disney World just to get into the place.
It feels like a theme park in there with all the fake trees.
You can have it. Not interested. Been there, done that. Don't want to do it again.
But if you go to Huntsville, check it out. 2 more to go.
I bet Huntsville doesn't have Dunkin' Donuts that are closing. Don't get me on that. All right, anyway, go ahead. Let's spin it again. And it's on
Massive Catch.
Okay. Is this a fishing story?
Catch. Could be any.
Look at this.
Alabama anglers, possible record 2,000 feet of line. That's a half a mile of line.
Wait a minute.
Good Lord, look at that.
What is that, a tuna? What kind of fish is that?
120 miles off Mobile. This is big time. I mean, this is 120 miles out into the ocean. I want to know which one of those guys. All 5 of those guys didn't do it. Mobile Big Game Fishing Club's annual Billfish Limited Tournament. I've seen signs for that.
Yeah.
4:00 in the morning, 120 miles out.
It's all day. Ain't all night. I'm with you, Barry. People that do that stuff, they love it. I mean, I've been deep sea fishing a couple of times, but reeling in, 400 feet of line to bring up a red snapper was all I needed. I'm done.
2,000 feet of line for that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
large.
tough.
Okay.
All right,
Time for one more. We got a minute.
more to go. Let's see what we got.
Oh, good stuff. This is an esoteric look here from Gurn Jr. We may, we got worst nightmare. Worst is spelled like liverwurst or bratwurst or something. Worst nightmare.
All right.
Sometimes Gurn gets creative with the language.
He does.
I like that.
We're not sure what we're getting into here.
Nightmare.
Ooh, hot dogs.
Oh, hot dogs. Pennsylvania. Look at all of them.
Ooh, on the highway. Ooh.
Several of them will likely get scooped up and will be served at Bryant-Denny Stadium when Lee Corso goes there, and the lady will run her finger down the middle of one of them because he doesn't want any sauerkraut.
All those hot dogs.
Now, where are the vultures for that? They're there for a raccoon.
Where are the bears? I mean, the bears are going to show up and eat that. You kidding me?
Gross. Shrewsbury, Connecticut.
Shrewsbury.
Okay.
All right, Barry. So,
Pretty good.
big day today. As a matter of fact, I just got a text from our man Phil Kornblut, so we'll try to get him scheduled tomorrow.
Excellent. Excellent.
With some internet issues there, but no problem at all. Hey, I also want to thank Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com, Travis Ryer on YouTube. Tomorrow, as we do on Wednesday, CJ Duncan will join us from Yellowhammer News. Of course, Josh Harris, the Moneyline Magician, will hop on board as well, and we'll see if we can get Phil on tomorrow, get all this worked out, and continue our tour around the SEC.
For John Longshore, I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud.